Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nastaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 6, text number 49. Bhavam satu pumsah paramasya mayaya. Bhavam stu pumsah paramasya mayaya. Durantaya sprishtamatihi samastadrek. Durantaya sprishtamati samastadrek. Taya hatatmasva anukarma chetasva. Taya hatatmasva anukarma chetas. Taya hatatmasva anukarma chetasva. Anugraham kartum hyar hasi prabho. Anugraham kartum yaharasi prabho. Your Lordship, to but Pumsaha of the person, Paramasya, the Supreme, Mayaya, by the material energy, Durantaya, of great potency, Asprishta, unaffected, Matihi, intelligence, Samastadrek, seer or knower of everything, Taya, by the same illusory energy, Ata Atmasu, bewildered at heart, Anukarma Chetasu, whose hearts are attracted by fruitive activities. anugraham, mercy, kartum, to do, iha, in this case, arhasi, desire, Prabhu, O Lord. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Lord, you are never bewildered by the formidable influence of illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you are omniscient and should be merciful and compassionate towards those who are bewildered by the same illusory energy and very much attached to fruitive activities. Purport. A Vaishnava is never bewildered by the influence of external energy because he is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The Lord states in the Bhagavad Gita, Daivi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Dhrityaya Mamevaye Prapadyante Mayam Etam Tarantite. The divine energy consisting of three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross it. A Vaishnava should take care of those who are bewildered by this Maya instead of becoming angry with them, because without a Vaishnava's mercy, they have no way to get out of the clutches of Maya. Those who have been condemned by Maya are rescued by the mercy of the devotees. Vancha kalpatrubhescha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desired trees who can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Those who are under the influence of the illusory energy are attracted to fruitive activities, but a Vaishnava preacher attracts their hearts to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat the translation. My dear Lord, you are never bewildered by the formidable influence of the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shiva. First he is glorifying, my dear Lord, you are never influenced by the three modes of material nature, and you are omniscient, you know everything, you know that all these entities who have offended you are under the influence of three modes of material nature. They are bewildered by the illusory energy, therefore they are attracted to fruitive activities. Kindly forgive them. Earlier was also saying that, saintly persons show compassion. So these are all different appeal from Brahma. It's not that Lord Shiva had enough reasons to teach Daksha and his followers a lesson. It's not that always punishment is not given or one is not. It depends on the Vaishnava. Different situations with different living entities, the Vaishnavas, they show compassion. Only criterion for showing compassion is, or not showing compassion is, when the compassion is misused for falling down more. Then what is the point in giving compassion? What is the point in saving somebody? So that is the time when the Vaishnavas also, they don't give any special mercy, or they don't forgive like that, or they don't tolerate their mistakes. They punish them. Punish them means they will chastise them. Just like we heard so many leelas where Srila Prabhupada chastised so many devotees. The same way Prabhupada not only chastised, at different situations Prabhupada did not chastise also. He had to show compassion to keep them engaged in devotional service. So the path of Prabhupada says in the purport that only by transcendental loving service one can be free from the influence of the external energy. This is a very fundamental thing in our Krishna conscious philosophy. The way we want to control our senses, the way we want to be away from Maya, the way we want to be away from illusory energy of the Lord, is by engaging in devotion service of the Lord. Mame prapadyante mayam taranti. So, we can conquer Maya only by positive devotion service to the Lord, not simply by sense control, without substituting the senses with spiritual engagement. So here in the verse also it says that those who are bewildered are attached to fruitive activities. The soul cannot keep quiet, it has to always act. It has to always act. It is the fundamental nature of the soul to act, to see and do is the fundamental nature of the soul. Similarly, so there are two fundamental options for us, for our action potency. One is to engage in service of the Lord, or the other is to engage in fruitive activities. The characteristic of fruitive activity is that one is independently taking care of himself. That is a characteristic of, he is not surrendered to Krishna, he is not thinking he is part of Krishna, Krishna will take care of the whole will take care of the part, I simply have to serve him. So that consciousness, when it is not there, then the punishment is fruitive activities. Fruitive activities, people think it is a great thing, but actually it is a punishment. You earn and you take care. Just like a child is nicely taken care of, and the son is in helping the father's business and all these things, and the father one day says, no, I am giving you just 10,000 rupees, go out and do what you want. You are not doing your business properly, go out. So he goes out with his 10,000 rupees. Father has a very big business. He goes and he starts with 10,000 rupees. It's like a punishment, fruitive activities. Fruitive meaning you earn. You earn and you enjoy. That is why devotees who are in Krishna consciousness, in doing devotion service after many years, in case if you tell them that why don't you go to Maya and work for somebody, they cannot work at all. Because they don't want to work for fruits. They learned they got used to the rasa of just simply working for Krishna without thinking of tomorrow and everything is happening. That is a process of devotional activity, devotional service, as against fruitive activities. This is a characteristic of fruitive activities. If the devotee also thinks that I should take care of my tomorrow, my health, my old age, this thing, then even though he may be in the dress of a devotee, he is trapped in the fruitive activities. And fruitive activity means illusory energy, as is not that he may not be grossly engaged in sense gratification, but he will fall into the trap of fruitive activities. Devotion service he may be performing, but again then he is not surrendered to the Lord. So those who are surrendered to the Lord, they give all their energy, they are free from this fruitive tendency. I am taken care by the Lord. That is the natural position for me, to be taken care and protected by the Lord. Self-protection, self-care is artificial in the material world. It is necessary in the material world because we have forgotten Krishna, we have forgotten our real master, our real proprietor, our real owner, our real provider, real protector. We have forgotten. So, in all dimensions, if you see, the Vaishnavas, they start from service to the Lord, and then they control the mind. We should not think that first I should control the mind and then do the service. You see the difference? I'll control my mind and then I'll do the service. I'll control my mind, then I'll chant attentively. One can think like that. First my mind should be controlled, then I can chant attentively. This is a wrong thing. You chant and then you will get control of the mind. You engage, that is the secret of Krishna consciousness. All other process of sense control is an ascending process. Little by little control all my senses and then become perfect, then the impersonalists follow that path. What is our path? Hrishikena Hrishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. We directly go and engage with an uncontrolled mind, we engage in service of the Lord, and the mind becomes controlled. In an impure state of consciousness, we go and do the service of the Lord, we become pure. This is the beauty of the process of bhakti. Directly touching the Lord, directly engaging in His service is a superior method of controlling the mind. Because we are engaged in devotion service of the Lord, because we are chanting Hare Krishna, we have got a peaceful and a controlled mind. If that is not there, our mind cannot be controlled. In Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to control the mind. So whenever we have problem, whenever Maya attacks, the only solution for us is devotion service. Just be constantly engaged in devotion service of the Lord, and that Maya will go away. And that's what Prabhupada is saying. Because he is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, therefore he is able to conquer the illusory energy of the Lord. Otherwise, illusory energy is very difficult to conquer. By jnana and all, you cannot conquer. Jnana does not have enough taste to counter all the variegated bewilderment, enticements of Maya. So many kinds of pleasures, so many kinds of love, pleasure, power. One cannot, those varieties you cannot just counter simply by jnana. It will be a very tense job. That is why you slip up. The moment big yogis, Vishwamitra Muni, all the stories, just fall off like this. Because they are following an artificial process. They are in tension constantly. Their senses are held, controlled, they are in tension. Tension means you take a rubber band, hold it in tension. You leave it, boom, it will go back. Isn't it? So all these yogis, they are in tension, controlling the senses. Devotees are not in tension at all. They are simply going on serving the Lord. So in case anywhere any tension comes, immediately we should not follow that path. We should immediately take Prabhupada's book, read something, take our bead back, chant Hare Krishna. So many options are given to us, varieties of escape route from Maya. This is the method that the devotee should follow to control his mind, control his senses. Go to Krishna, take strength from Krishna. Where there is Krishna, the Maya will go away. Maya hides behind Krishna. You bring Krishna in the front, Maya will go. Maya is there. You bring Krishna, Maya will go behind Krishna. Maya will never stand between you and Krishna. Vyasudeva also saw Maya behind Krishna. That is the position of Maya. So you should take advantage of that. You don't want Maya, you bring Krishna in between. Whether bhakti, no bhakti, does not matter. Serve the Lord, engage in His service. So next Prabhupada says, a Vaishnava should take care of those who are bewildered by this Maya instead of becoming angry with them, because without a Vaishnava's mercy, they have no way to get out of the clutches of Maya. So normally when a disciple is strong, then the spiritual master chastises. If the disciple is not very strong, then he will not chastise him. He will just show compassion and try to change, try to give him another chance. Okay, you want to advance slowly? Go slow. But if somebody is very serious and he wants serious in Krishna consciousness, and then spiritual master knows I can correct him fast, he will chastise him. So that's why it is said that getting chastisement from the spiritual master is a big mercy. So according to the state of our, what kind of very new devotees and all, they are very encouraged. Prabhupada is to encourage them. But when his mature disciples did mistake, he was very angry. When somebody was just coming into Krishna consciousness, he simply wanted to engage them in Krishna's service. There is one pastime where Malati is describing that when Shyam Sundar was carving the deities of Jagannath, so Prabhupada one day came there to see. And then, read that. During the early days, when we were trying to understand and follow initial principles, Shyam Sundar was carving the first Jagannath deities. To see how work was going on, Prabhupada surprised us by visiting us in our apartment. He was looking at this deity, that deity and the other deity. All three of them. On top of Balaram's head was a package of Pall Malls, cigarette pack. On Balaram's head was cigarette pack. On top of Balaram's head was a package of Pall Malls. Prabhupada said, what is that? Shyam Sundar, oh. Prabhupada said, that's all right. It's very difficult to give up smoking. But why not smoke one less cigarette every day? He said, don't let such a small thing as a little cigarette stand between you and Krishna. Heavy statement. You know how inspiring it is. Don't let such a small thing as little cigarette stand between you and Krishna. That means you have come to Krishna, you have come to Krishna consciousness. One cigarette should not stand between you and Krishna. How Prabhupada is saying. Similarly, one small little thing, little bad habit will keep us away from Krishna, standing between me and Krishna. Very inspiring words of Prabhupada. Don't let such a small thing as little cigarette stand between you and Krishna. It was a loving, gentle instruction, and it was very clear. Shyam Sundar followed that instruction. Prabhupada was tolerant, but at the same time he didn't say, yes, go on smoking. He explained how to stop smoking. It was a positive way of prohibiting smoking. See, always how to benefit the soul is a main concern of a Vaishnava, not right or wrong. This right or wrong is a lesser paradigm than love. Love and kindness is greater than right and wrong in dealing with Vaishnavas. Right and wrong and truth, these are all secondary when it comes to correcting the Vaishnavas. There should be love, compassion, concern. Whatever Krishna's concern should be our concern, because everybody is fallen in the material world. Another case where here Prabhupada is saying Vaishnava should take care of those who are bewildered by Maya instead of becoming angry with them. Once Srila Prabhupada entered the storefront one evening, he was surprised to find Umapati there to greet him. Umapati had left Krishna consciousness almost a year ago, and Prabhupada had not seen him since. Spontaneously, Prabhupada went forward and embraced Umapati. A few months before, Umapati had returned, indicating that he was thinking of returning. So his arrival was not a complete surprise to Srila Prabhupada. As Prabhupada took his seat, he asked Umapati about the devotees in New York. Briefly, Prabhupada reminisced how he had begun his movement in New York and how boys like Umapati had helped him. Later that evening, back at the apartment, Prabhupada expressed sadness that some of his disciples had left Krishna consciousness. He told Umapati that when the wife of one of the sannyasi disciples of Bhaktivedanta Saraswati had forcibly dragged her husband away, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati had shed tears over his inability to save the disciple. A disciple due to Maya's influence may fall away, Prabhupada said, but the spiritual master never forsakes him. Umapati had left Krishna consciousness because of intellectual doubts. Having been an eclectic follower of Buddhism, he had objected to Prabhupada's explanation of Buddhism. On leaving Krishna consciousness, however, he had simply returned to his old job in a radio station, grown back his beard, and reverted to his old habits. Whenever I saw someone doing something wrong, like eating meat, Umapati explained to Prabhupada, I would think my spiritual master said this is bad. Prabhupada said, when you think like that, your life at once becomes sublime. So in this way, Prabhupada was always encouraging, and a pure devotee is never under the influence of Maya. He is constantly engaged. Even if he is sleeping, he is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. There is one pastime here. Sometimes all the other servants would leave and I would be left fanning Srila Prabhupada. Once I thought, how is it that spiritual master is sleeping? The Shastra says spiritual master never sleeps. I was speculating and perhaps bothering Srila Prabhupada on a psychic level. Prabhupada was sitting cross-legged on his bed on the outer veranda outside his upstairs room in Vrindavan. He was seemingly snoring in deep sleep. His lips was moving back and forth. I thought, Prabhupada snoring, he is sleeping, but the spiritual master never sleeps. Right in the middle of my nonsense thought, Srila Prabhupada said, what time is it? He was completely clear and attentive. I realized then that Srila Prabhupada knew exactly what I was thinking and wanted to destroy that thought. I said 8:33, Srila Prabhupada. I immediately thought, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I realized that I shouldn't think of anything in front of my spiritual master except Krishna conscious thoughts. My focus should be on love and devotion and Mahamantra, the chanting of the Hare Krishna. So, these two principles, that pure devotees constantly engage and never diverted to Maya, they come under the internal energy of the Lord. Even though when the pure devotee is in the material world, they are under Daivi Prakriti. Krishna explains this in the Bhagavad Gita. Even if they sleep, if they eat, everything is transcendental. The divine energy is there. They are not under clutches of three gunas. Matter is different, three gunas is different. Three gunas is the one mode of action of the matter. Just like Prabhupada says, electrical energy can be refrigerating and as well as heating. Same electrical energy. Similarly, this external energy of the Lord is also an energy of the Lord. Okay. So energy can act as spiritual also. As spiritual energy acts, it can act. So that is how when pure devotee's body, pure devotee's action, they are all acting as an extension from the spiritual world and the Daivi Prakriti. So matter itself is not material. The effect of matter on the soul in the form of three gunas, that is material. Prabhupada repeatedly explains this. So we are not against matter, we are against the three gunas. The effect of matter to cover Krishna is material. The effect of material activities to cover Krishna is material. The effect of matter itself to cover Krishna is material. Effect of material desires that covers our spiritual desire is material. So pure devotees and their activities should always seen as being under the Daivi Prakriti or transcendental internal potency of the Lord. Not a moment they are forgetting Krishna. So Brahma also is praising here, Lord Shiva, you have all these wonderful qualities. Please forgive them. There is no harm. You can always request a pure devotee. Finally, what he does is left to him. He wants to chastise, he wants to do this, he wants to do that, or forgive, or whatever it is. Any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, regarding that addiction story you told about the Shyam Sundar. So just I have one case of one donor. So he is very addicted to drinking. He is addicted to drinking. So first case is that I don't talk anything about his drinking and keep taking donations.
I didn't get that.
Because he is a drunkard.
Okay, okay. So collecting donation.
Yes, bro.
Very good.
I don't object. So I don't object his drinking habit and take donations from him. But another case, I feel that why not I put my effort to rectify him, correct him.
Why don't do both?
So in the second case, the difficulty is, so he will feel very embarrassing that, oh, now again if I meet Prabhu, he will tell me, oh, why are you drinking? So he will feel embarrassing to meet me. So that will give him guilt. So if I think, okay, let me not comment and just take donation. So what is good?
What you did is good. Because you're chanting 16 rounds, Prabhupada gave you intelligence. Somehow, first opportunity, engage people in service. This is the thing. First is engage in devotional service. Some service let the person do. That's called, the Atma gets Ajnata Sukriti. We have to build up Ajnata Sukriti. Ajnata Sukriti are activities which are, they do not even know the value of devotion service, but they do that value of devotion, that kind of Sukriti. So activities, positive activities which are or punya activities which are directed towards Vaishnavas, directed towards Krishna, they are called Sukruti. So each one of us have come to Krishna consciousness, not all of a sudden. All of a sudden you can get Sukruti also. When you come in association with a pure devotee, you feel good towards him, you pay one namaskara, don't even know who he is. Everybody is paying obeisances. I don't know who he is. In the airport you see Prabhupada, everybody is paying obeisance. One person is also saying, doesn't know, I'll also pay obeisance. Doesn't know anything. It's called Ajnata Sukruti. That Ajnata Sukruti is so powerful, it can give him bhakti. All of a sudden. Sukruti is service to Vaishnavas. Service to Vaishnava is very powerful. It builds up Sukruti. And then they get bhakti. So pre-qualification, just like so many times we say, unless you have done so much punya and all these things, you wouldn't be chanting holy name. He said, right? So many verses are there. If you have to chant Hare Krishna, you should have traveled all the pilgrimage places, this thing, that thing, all that you have already done. That is why you have got Hare Krishna on the tongue. Now we should not get puffed up. Huh? We are chanting Hare Krishna. I've been all over, so many, lives. I've been so much tapasya. I went to all the pilgrimage places, and, I went to all the different Vedic prescriptions. All I have completed. So now I am chanting Hare Krishna. So I got the Sukruti. I got the punya. Therefore I am able to chant Hare Krishna. But actually our punya we got in single shot. Not through so many lives. You distribute one book, you get big Sukruti. You get a Sukruti simply by touching Prabhupada's books. That's why when I try to distribute books, you tell people, okay, don't buy it, just touch it. Just take it and see, open and see, open and see. At least don't leave anybody, if he says no, don't leave him just like that. You tell him you need not buy, you don't have to pay, no. Please read one paragraph. Then you want to buy, you buy, you read. Make him read one paragraph. Oh yeah, he's begin book distribution. Making read is also book distribution. It's not necessary you have to sell. Making read one line also is book distribution. So like this, so many ways in which actually the Krishna consciousness movement is giving opportunity for the karmis to develop Ajnata Sukruti. So our preaching is also part of our giving a chance for Ajnata Sukruti is also preaching. Many people think that no, we are only collecting, we are not preaching to them. No, we should collect and preach also. If we say no, the main thing is preaching, money and all is different. This is not our consciousness. This is not what Prabhupada taught. What is a person's position today? He has money. Start seva. Next question.
Regarding the point of not becoming proud that we are chanting, if we are chanting, then we would have visited all other. You had given one example that for a person to become rich, there are two methods. One is you can work hard and become rich like a traditional method.
Right.
Or you can also be blessed by inheritance. One person can just come and give you also, even though we are not qualified.
Yes.
So we can come under the second category.
So we have inherited simply by serving Prabhupada, Vaishnava Seva. We get that wealth of Sukurti. So we should give opportunity for devotees to do Vaishnava Seva. Vaishnava Seva means Vaishnava don't want service to themselves. They want service to Krishna. So you go as a preacher. They should please you by giving you money because you will be very happy. You will be very happy if you successfully collect. When you are happy, he gets a lot of Sukriti. So your happiness is also important. So significant. You are not a small man. Why? Because you are serving Prabhupada and Krishna. When you become happy with a donor, they get Sukriti. When they chase you out, they lose Sukriti. They lose Punya. When karmis dishonor Vaishnavas, hurt Vaishnavas, drain out all their Punya. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so Vaishnavas also should be very careful not to get displeased so easily. If you are real compassionate, this is exactly the prayer he is saying here. Prayer of Brahma to Lord Shiva is that. Please, Shiva, hold them. As Prabhupada says, Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripasnevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Simply don't get angry. Don't get upset. Because our main business is what? To preach Krishna consciousness. Our main business, what did I go there for? To give him Sukriti. Should I end up in the opposite? No. Tolerate. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. In a few of your lectures, you have mentioned that we have to, regarding I and mind, you have mentioned that we have to constantly practice I and mind. That it does not belong to me.
Practice?
I and mind. That it belongs to me and...
So, detachment.
Yeah. So you have mentioned this word constantly. So any reason for that, Prabhu?
Constantly means, Krishna consciousness means once you have a realization, it is constant. Either you think I am this body, I am this, or this, everything connected to the body is mine. So this is the two consciousness actually which is binding the living entity into this illusory world, keeping away from Krishna consciousness. Everything is Krishna's. That continuous consciousness practice, everything is Krishna's. It has to be continuous. Everything is continuous. Either your Krishna consciousness means it has to be continuous. Momentary here and then you can be Krishna conscious, but ultimately Krishna wants continuity. Continuous and uninterrupted. If you can't be continuous, if you allow interruptions to come in. So in Japa also I talk about continuous and uninterrupted. Continuous means, being connected to Krishna. Uninterrupted means keeping an eye on Maya. Interruptions. I told you about Sankalpa is positive free will. Vikalpa is negative free will. Keeping something away. Just like a sportsman, when he trains 100-meter race, his coach has told what all he should do, what all he should not do. Finally, when he wins the race, it is due to the combination of what all to do, what all not to do. So the bhakti is also like that. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. There are two instructions. They look similar. If I always remember Krishna, I won't forget Krishna. If I don't forget, I am always remembering Krishna. Why you are giving me two instructions? Because you have two kinds of free will. To always remember Krishna is Sankalpa, never forget Krishna is Vikalpa. You have to use positive free will and negative free will. Our free will is the most powerful energy faculty that the soul has got. Anything you want to do, you want to have a strong determination, desire and determination, you should supplement it with another desire and determination. Not to do and not to do. Then we will be successful. Just like I don't want to be in Maya, very determined, I am very determined, no use. I I am determined to be Krishna conscious, and I don't want to be in Maya. Two things are two sides of the same coin. So both has to be very strong. Grandharaj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.